Hi, guys.
Just how I planned it.
So you just posted, but people are so excited about this. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here.
What else is happening that's more exciting?
What?
I'm just saying I don't know anything else that could possibly.
Oh, yeah, nothing else is.
More exciting.
Okay, so if you all don't know who we are, we probably should start with introducing ourselves.
Go.
I'm Jessica Turner.
I'm Angie Smith.
And we have been besties for
so long.
How old's Kate? 13? Yeah, 13 years. We basically became best friends right away.
I was this big.
Yeah, you and I both. We're big when we're pregnant.
We really are.
And so we used to host an online book club called Bloom. And for a while we did it ourselves.
Every single person.
Every single person. Just in case you missed out. Then it was on Encourage for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just got to be kind of hard for us to do with interviewing authors and that sort of thing. And so we stepped down. And tonight we're back.
Hey.
She's a mess.
Are there people?
Yeah, there are people. So we can see your comments, you guys.
Oh, hi.
See right here?
Yeah.
Hi. We can see your comments, and we are going to be talking about my new book, Stretched Too Thin.
Which is messing with me.
It's messing with you.
Yeah, in a great way.
How working moms can lose the guilt, work smarter, and thrive. It just came out. And listen, if you guys go to dayspring.com, you can buy Stretched Too Thin, and they will give you the fringe hours for free.
That's not. That's.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Honestly, I don't know.
It's so generous. They have a limited supply, though, of both. So go to dayspring.com. I think they're going to pop the link in here. And then when you add Stretched Too Thin to your cart, fringe hours, they will automatically pack it in there for you. And then use the coupon code Turner10, my last name, Turner10, and that'll take $10 off. I mean, I know you know.
Like, I've seen babies come out of your body.
You have
and know
seen
your last name.
birth.
People are probably going to come out of that door, just so you know.
We're at Angie's house right now, and
hence the
numbers.
Just a lot.
Encourage is like, why did we give them access?
I know
to be admins tonight.
I know
so okay, well, there are a whole bunch of people joining in. So why don't we start by giving people a little context of our working mom story?
Yes,
does that sound good?
Sure.
You can go first. I've talked a lot.
No, you haven't. It's been like 2 seconds. Okay, so which part should I start?
How you work? What is your work? What are you doing? I mean, we all work because we're moms. Let's just establish that we all are working moms and that we all are parents. But in the context of Stretched Too Thin, I'm really talking about moms who are also juggling some sort of job that brings in money, like that additional responsibility. And well, I have had a lot of women say, I am a stay-at-home mom, but I volunteer, or I'm really active at church, and so I found a lot of the things applicable. There's certainly application, but this is specifically geared toward when you've got that job thing.
As far as a responsibility?
Right. Or, so what is yours?
So right this second, okay, let me back up, though.
Okay. I'm taking off my galoshes.
Kick them off. They're really cute.
Kid size. Kid size. Maybe I should say what you do and you should
about
say.
My hair. Yeah, go ahead.
So you're a writer and a speaker.
I am.
With great hair.
Usually. But let me say this. Even when, like, before I was married, I had a master's degree in child psychology.
You still have a master's degree.
Right there. I do. But my plan was to get my PhD, to go on to work. Like, that was always in the cards for me.
Yeah.
And even after I got married, before we had kids, I did photography. I did I love having something that's outside of my domain, and that feels like me. So I don't think it's like a new thing for me to work, but in this season it has become a different thing.
Because you took a break for a little while.
Yeah. And it was like a life circumstance thing that made me sort of start doing work again, and not one that I would have chosen. But yeah, so now I work, I travel quite a bit and write stuff, although my publisher would say I should have written it about 3 years ago. They've been very kind. But yeah, so that's my job.
And my job is more traditional. And then I go to work every day at 8. I get there about 8:30 every day and work until 5. I work doing social media and content strategy for a large healthcare company. And then additionally, I have this blog thing that I've been doing for 12 years called The Mom Creative. And so on there, I work with a lot of brands and do sponsored content and that sort of thing. And then that led to doing books like this new baby, Stretch Too Thin. And
my favorite, yeah.
Then
Don't say the part about you've only written 2. I get to say it's
2. I mean, she's
fine. Whatever.
2 books. She's got a favorite. It's a lot to choose from. And then speaking is actually my favorite thing, which that you and I differ because you prefer to not travel.
Don't even make me pull out my arm.
She's a little blotchy because we're doing this
I have
tonight.
a stress rash. I won't. I just
Why?
thought of my armpit from an earlier weekend like that, and now it's like this shoulder. No, it stresses me out.
And I love it. But I was a theater major, so that makes sense.
Well,
yeah. But we both love our work, and we both contribute to our families and are juggling a lot of responsibility. And I think something that was really cool with Stretch Too Thin is that I didn't want it to be my story. And I surveyed 2,000 working moms. Yes. And that was really important to me, that there be a wide scope of perspectives. And then I interviewed a lot of experts to make sure that it was a really well-rounded book. And I think it is. I think it's a really great handbook for any mom.
Well, and I feel like we talked about this a little bit. There are concepts that I think everyone feels but don't necessarily know how to articulate.
Right.
So one of the things which I was like, this is massive, was the whole mental load thing.
So in the book, I don't know if you guys are familiar with mental load or not. We're seeing your hellos. Hold on, we weren't scrolling. Hold on, before we go into mental load. Oh, you guys. I remember when you locked yourselves in your bathrooms during Bloom. Accurate. We did. And that was a long time ago. So you have been around for a long time. So I think that's it right now. Okay, so mental load.
I love this.
This is the largely invisible work of remembering and noticing. And it is, we both have a light bulb story. Oh, we need light bulbs. Oh, we need batteries. Oh, we need to do flu shots. Oh, I've got to go pick up the dry cleaning.
Yeah.
I need to do the grocery shopping. Ezra's underwear is too small. Like all of the things that we do that runs in our head that is unnoticed to everyone else.
Right.
And it's
Except
invisible work.
That doesn't mean I don't hold it against those people. Let me just say that.
Right. And so women ask me all the time, how do you reduce that mental load? And it's asking for help, right? Like we need to articulate the things. And I was telling you right before we started this about my husband. I walked into his bathroom and I look up and 3 out of 4 light bulbs were burned out.
When you say his bathroom, I think you should clarify.
I mean, we have 2 full baths and I use the other one.
You do?
Because for whatever reason, the water doesn't get as hot in there. It's got some sort of setting.
Bathroom?
I share with the kids.
It's worth it. I love that. Okay.
But the water's hotter. So anyway, it's his bathroom. He's the only one that uses it.
And the lights are
1 light bulb.
But your closet is off that bathroom.
My
so you're in there.
Yes, I'm in there. And I was like, you've got a light bulb situation in here. And he's like, yeah, I just noticed that this morning. What? But it's not like those light bulbs just went out, right? Like you just noticed that this morning. And I had noticed, like,
this is the part I love.
So I decided to leave it. And I just was like, well, truly, I've acknowledged the situation because I had noticed for a few days, like,
you're assuming
that he'll change them.
Right.
So I have the mental load every time I go in the bathroom. We need light bulbs. That needs to be changed. After a week, I changed them myself.
Yeah, but
if I had articulated, hey, baby, can you put light bulbs in your bathroom?
So not even have done it. Not just saying like, hey,
there's a situation.
Like, hey, you need to do this.
I need to speak what I mean.
I don't think that's easy, but yes. I think that's why.
But that's what we really all struggle with that.
But so I mean, not just
you had a light bulb situation in your house as well, right? Like, didn't you say the same thing?
That was That was my light bulb situation. Tied right back about volleyball. No, I do. I have, but it's not just light bulbs. It's not just the house. It's like things that I carry that I know need to be done, and I'll just keep stacking them up, and then I'm just resentful. Like, why aren't you helping me? Why am I doing this by myself? And he doesn't even know they exist, you know?
Right. And so often I feel like we carry that and then we get resentful and then we blow up. At least
Absolutely.
I do. Then this huge fight happens.
I pray with him. Blow up.
She's a better Christian than I am.
No, I totally do.
We totally, right. And so then that takes us, I think that's a good transition to thinking about marriage, because 2/3 of the women who responded said that they feel stretched too thin in their marriages.
Oh, yeah.
Because we do kids and we do work and we are doing the home stuff and we get to 8, 9 o'clock and we just want to go to bed.
Totally.
Or take a bath or like investing in one more person.
Absolutely.
Feels really exhausting.
Especially grown up. I mean, you're like, I'm not getting paid for this. You're not my kid. You're going to be here. Like,
and so we coast. But then what happens is hopefully someday our kids leave. Right? Hopefully.
It's 50-50 with a couple of mine.
And then all you have left is your spouse.
Right.
And you've been coasting for so long that then you're strangers. And that's why divorce is so prevalent at like the 25-year mark.
Yeah.
Because you don't know one another.
Right.
And I've had women who are kind of a little further ahead in their journey share those kinds of stories with me. And it is really, it makes you stop and makes you recognize how important it is to make that a priority, to do the date night. It's like, what do you and Todd do to invest in each other? That's appropriate. It's appropriate.
I will say that things are really different since our kids have started school this year. They've never been in school. And so, but let me also confess for the record that we are terrible at it.
Yeah.
We are really terrible about being intentional. I probably should not confess this year because my phrase is,
you always get bruises.
Sorry. I don't know that I could think of a time since we've been married in 17 years. I'm going to get pushed back. And I don't know that we've ever gone away. Just the two of us.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, we're going to find a weekend. I'm going to come stay here and you're going to do that.
Okay. I mean, but
Matthew and I are actually doing that with some friends later in October. I should have done it with you. Right, but I can cancel on them if you want to keep my kids. You can have not heard about it. We'll trade with you. But we are doing a trade because, it's so expensive to get a babysitter for that long.
Exactly.
And we're going away just for a weekend.
And we travel, right? Like all of us travel.
Right.
So I feel like sometimes Todd and I will be like, date night is get to be home, but we're not alone.
Right.
So it's sort of an easy like catch to.
You've never been away?
I can ask him.
Listen to this. I thought so.
For work, I've been with him a few times for a night or two on work. Never deliberately.
No, that's not the same.
No, I know. I'm confessing.
I cannot believe that.
I know.
We're gonna change that. We're gonna fix that. Okay?
All right. I'm stretched too thin, Jess. That's what I am.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's true. It is.
So a woman
terrible.
that I interviewed for the book, she's quoted in the marriage chapter. She's a marriage therapist. And she said to me, couples should really get away, preferably for 2 nights. You're gonna die. This part did not make it in the book because I did not agree with her.
Is it a week?
Should get away every 3 months for a weekend.
That's cute.
I said, do you have children? Like, you weirdo. Like,
I travel like all the time.
I'm like, the logistics of that gives me a panic attack. It's a miracle. I feel like if we can do it.
That's okay. Like, I'm not saying there's got to be like a safe ground in. It shouldn't be never, but don't feel pressure to have it be.
Totally. That's why I didn't include it. So I was like, I think that is excessive.
Yeah.
But what she was saying is that it's important for extremely regular connection.
Sure.
And that a lot of times what it takes is to go away to do that.
And I completely agree.
I can appreciate that.
Does anyone
Does anybody, guys, you can be commenting, we can see.
Wait.
And there's lots of you watching.
People ask questions because I like
Girl, you need to get away just alone. Agree. Ara, you're speaking my language. Getting away is the best and so important. You do need to do this more often. I love this about Bloom. I know we loved it too. But it's so hard.
Well, and I do feel like there is a lot of guilt on me as a working mom that I'm gone for things. And so if I add another thing that I'm gone for, even if it's with Todd.
Okay, so I'm going to speak some truth into your life right now.
Like you go.
I've got something to say.
I know what that pointer finger means.
With my cute gray nail.
But they are really cute.
Here's the thing. When you go away with Todd, you are modeling for your children that is a healthy and appropriate thing to do. So it's not something to feel guilty about.
Yeah.
It is something that is necessary for them to see.
Right.
Right? Because you want your girls to have flourishing marriages.
Totally.
And I'm not saying that your marriage isn't flourishing.
No, but in that way.
In that
to
way.
Show that it's a priority.
To show that it's a priority. They are not suffering even if you've been traveling a lot for work, or even if you haven't been traveling a lot for work and you're just working a lot.
But this is
to be alone for 2 days.
Do you feel guilt over doing that?
Right.
Like, I think a lot of women would say yes. Like, I have been away too much. My priority needs to be this. That's indulgent. That's whatever.
Right. Or that we think it's selfish. Right.
Yes.
And it is so healthy and so appropriate. One of the analogies, I don't know if you remember this from the book, is a woman in the survey said, I like to think that I'm juggling a lot of balls, and there's 2 kinds of balls that I'm juggling: rubber balls and glass balls. And that was a really powerful analogy for me, because I think often we treat things that are rubber balls as glass.
Yeah.
And we treat things that are glass as rubber, like ourselves.
Great analogy.
Isn't it? I've started giving out rubber balls at conferences.
It's a great analogy.
Women. And so now we have hundreds of them at our house, and my kids are like, oh, this is amazing. I'm like, we need to put those in Ziploc in a room where they don't get to. But we treat ourselves as rubber balls. I think we sometimes treat our marriages as rubber balls. Like, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. It'll bounce back. Totally. It'll bounce back. But instead what we're doing is it's crack, crack. And then when our kids have gone away, or before then, that marriage is just about shattered because we have pushed it aside so much.
And we've all seen that, is the thing.
We've all seen
I don't know why, when we're here, we just think in our heads, it's going to be different. And we look ahead and go, no, it's not. This is what we're setting ourselves up for. It's so true.
Yeah.
All right, crap.
So getaway weekend, it's happening.
Okay. I feel like that's
it's not like you have to even go far.
No, I just feel like I think that's an important thing to say.
Ooh, there's so many comments.
Everyone wants to
mom guilt for traveling is real.
It is real.
I'll say I don't ever feel guilty for traveling. I love it. I feel like I'm such a better mom.
You're alive
when I get away. Yeah. And I'm doing something that brings me such joy. Did I miss my kids when I was just gone? I left Friday, got home this morning. Did I miss them? Yes. Was I excited to see them tonight? Yes.
Right.
But did I feel guilty about it? No, because I was doing something I was passionate about. I was actually being able to be more efficient because I got a bunch of other work done that I would have otherwise had to do at home.
Right.
I got some rest, and I came back refreshed and refueled.
So good at that.
And
that's healthy.
I don't feel guilty about it.
That's healthy.
I want them to be proud of the work that I'm doing. They understand that it's contributing to our family.
Absolutely.
I just don't think that you need to feel guilty. They had another parent with them.
You understand this about me, that I can find a way to be guilty about basically anything.
Yeah.
Right. Everything means stop. I'll find anything to make myself feel like I'm a crummy mom. That's just one option.
So I think that what I've learned is that there's 2 types of guilt. I don't know if this will help you. But guilt can sometimes point us to a change that we need to make. A mom in the book that I interviewed, she worked every Thursday night, and her daughter was home, she's a teenage daughter. And on Friday nights, her daughter was in the school marching band or something like that. She was there, and mom didn't have to go to that. So daughter's away Friday, mom's away Thursday. And the guilt that she felt for being away from her when she was home caused her to talk to her boss and make a change in her schedule so that she could work on the same night that her daughter was out, and then they both could have that night together.
Okay.
So I feel like sometimes guilt will motivate you. It's pointing you towards something that you care deeply about, and that you want to make
reasonable.
change.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you're in a job where that's not reasonable,
Right.
then that's okay. I mean,
Then you explain that to your child, and
exactly.
like I think I said this earlier in the webcast, that 70% of American moms with kids under the age of 18 work.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Have some sort of job. So that's the vast majority of us. And so it's important for our kids to understand why we work,
right?
To pay bills, to
My
put
kids
food on the
say
table.
that to me when I leave. Why do you have to leave?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like, that's fine for them to learn. There's actually a study in here that I can't remember, I think it was from Yale, that said that kids who grow up in homes with moms who work, the girls grow up to be paid more, like executive positions, and the boys help more at home and are more invested in their families. Like, seeing that is a really powerful modeling. Like, it's not something to feel guilty over.
No, and I think you and I would both say this, that when I'm on the road, like last week, I was on a compassion trip, right?
Right.
So I'm in Guatemala, and there's someone who's with us who's like, so when you're gone, like, do the wheels just come off the bus? I'm like, no, the bus doesn't even notice that. Like, Todd can do everything I can do, like at least as well. And there's no sense of like, that's your job. This is, you should be the one responsible.
Right.
So I think there's something really important about showing your kids that is, it's not a certain person's responsibility.
And the other stuff that you're feeling guilty about, I'm just going to be honest and say that is self-imposed, and there's no truth in that. Like, no one has ever said in the history of the world, Angie Smith is a bad mom.
I have said that.
So you are telling yourself a lie.
Oh wait.
Can we get some likes here for this, right?
Can we
Angie
get some
Smith.
Questions.
Okay, here.
I want questions.
Darina told me to preach. Thank you, Anna and Darina, for saying that I should bring it. I don't know what I was saying at the time, but I agree.
But I agree.
I'm 33 and single, so of course I know all the things about marriage and parenting. I would say that you're a better mama and friend when you get away. That's so true. Important to get away. Mom guilt for traveling is real.
Mom guilt.
Homeschool kids through yourself, and I do not feel guilty for getting away. I need it. That's so good. And my children range in ages. I hope you guys are seeing the comments. If I could change anything in the last 21 years, it'd be to model more positive things. I have the mom guilt that I don't show them enough or do enough or teach them enough. I can only pray that I'm wrong. We can only do what we can. But we can only do what we can. And, I was asked on a podcast recently, like, what is something that you try to do every day? Because I'm gone. My kids are at school 7:30 to about 4:30, and I'm gone 8 to 5:30, quarter to 6. There's not. I said I try to. It doesn't happen every